Sigmund Krausz was an American photographer and automobile enthusiast. He was born in 1857 in Tolna, Hungary. He was most famous for his 1892 book of photography, Street Types of Chicago. He also put out several early books on automobiles, such as Krauss's ABC of Motoring from 1906. He died in 1928. We will cover his 1912 The Cameo of the Empress. John Oldfield, the amateur archaeologist, meets his old school chum Robert Brush, the painter, in Naples. Brush is being encircled by a mob who thinks he's a millionaire because he lost his wallet and reported it to the police. He has to throw money into the crowd to distract them, and he and Oldfield leave with the police captain via a circuitous route. At the police station, they meet a peasant girl named Carmelina who had discovered the wallet and whom Brush immediately engages as a model. Brush and Oldfield then wander around the countryside when they meet a local Paolo Arata, who had discovered an ancient Roman cameo. Oldfield immediately swindles him for it, throwing a whole 11 liras into the man's lap and forcing the sale on him before he has a chance to think about it. The cameo is an authentic contemporary depiction of Empress Messalina. Brush says he really did take advantage of the man's ignorance, but Oldfield refuses to acknowledge paying 11 liras for an artifact worth at least several thousand is in any way disingenuous. Also, he intends to smuggle it out of the country in direct violation of Italian law, forbidding the exportation of cultural artifacts, a law that he, an archaeologist, calls an abomination. Soon after, Oldfield's aunt arrives in Naples with the ward Lucille, and she wants her and her nephew to marry. And Oldfield, a habitual women ignorer, takes note of Lucille. But at the same time, he's being pursued by Arata, who demands to be paid. Fair enough, but when Oldfield calls the amount he asks for crazy, Arata tries to stab him with a stiletto. So Oldfield beats him up. In the meantime, Brush is painting as Joan of Arc with Carmelina, of whom he has also grown fond. But he can't get the right paint expression for his painting of Joan of Arc being burned alive, and then he reads the story of a man nailing his assistant to a cross to paint the crucifixion, and Brush tells it to Carmelina, who immediately burns her hand with a hot poker to give him what she thinks he wants. But then her jealous neighbor and would-be lover destroys the painting on purpose, and Brush and Oldfield's out-of-nowhere Indian friend Jindrasa shows up and hypnotizes the man to confess. Meanwhile, Arata, who is apparently a member of Camorra but that never really comes up, seduces Lucille to avenge himself on Oldfield. And Brush, Oldfield and Jindrasa have to go and stop the mock wedding he lured her into to steal her riches, guns a-blazing. Then Jindrasa takes Arata and makes him hallucinate he is in an Indian temple and killed a sacred ape, who is then brought back from the dead at his trial and sucks out his life force. And the totally paralyzed Arata is thrown into a funerary pyre and set ablaze, while not being able to move or do anything to prove he is still alive. Then he wakes up. That was apparently a just retribution according to the Indian.